welcome to the Corning Canyon Post High School Learning Center graduation of October 2021. Microphone isn't working?
I don't know.
No.
I'm Sarah Ainsworth, principal of the High School Learning Center. Thank you all for attending today, whether it's in person or virtually, to support our amazing graduate. The students of the High School Learning Center never cease to amaze us with the obstacles they have overcome, with not only dealing with the effects of COVID on their education, but also the individual challenges that they have experienced over their educational career. Paige is no exception. I want to take time to thank her for being an amazing leader for our students and for being an inspiration to all of us. I would like to take a moment to thank those who support this program: our school board, Dr. Dale Wexel, Mr. Kevin Ashton, Ms. Kelly Bacallis, Ms. Christina Belanger, Mrs. Mary Franklin, Ms. Margie Lawler, Dr. Ashley Long Johnson, Ms. Janelle Matier, and Dr. James Webb. In addition, I'd also like to thank Michelle Caulfield, our superintendent, and Linda Perry, assistant superintendent for secondary education, for the support and guidance for this program. I would also like to thank the High School Learning Center staff for their dedication and commitment to the program and the students. Mr. Dave Quackenbush, High School Learning Coordinator and Humanities, Mr. Mike Sanfratello, School Counselor, Miss Miss Vanessa Miller, our new English Language and Literature teacher, Miss Lauren Frazier, Science, Mr. Glenn Stevenson, Mathematics, and also we have with us today in the audience Brittany Lambaris, our former physical education teacher. I would also like to thank Mr. Rossetti, volunteer from the Brother Keepers Fund, and also Aaron Merrill for helping us out with the program. In addition to all of the people who make this program successful, we also have many community partners and supporting organizations. I'd like to thank the Arts Council of the Southern Tier, the Corning Children's Center, Habitat for Humanity Restore, the Corning Museum of Glass, the Rockwell Museum, Salvation Army, Southeastern Steuben County Public Library, the Triangle Fund, Corning Enterprises, Corning Community College, and the Corning Canyon Post School District. Without all of these partnerships, the High School Learning Center would not be the program that it is. So at this time, we're here to celebrate Paige. I would like to ask Dave Quackenbush to come up and introduce our graduate, Paige Boswick.
So although this is about Paige, and I guess first I'd like to say that Mike Sanfratello was the original person who was invited to introduce Paige tonight. Mike has been fighting back some bronchitis. You might hear him cough a little bit during the ceremony, but he claims if he came up here to speak that it would happen even more frequently, and he wanted us to be able to focus on Paige. So this introduction is from both Mike and I. And we would like to start, and although this is about Paige, we want to support or show the acknowledgement for the support of her grandparents, Roger and Edith. Roger and Edith have traveled countless miles, answered numerous phone calls, and we're sure endured a few migraines along the way. But we want to thank you both for putting your trust in the High School Learning Center and for your patience and devotion to Paige. Can we give them a hand? I started thinking about a few words we started thinking about some words that we would use to describe Paige. And I think after seeing her graduate presentation of learning, these will ring true. Driven, independent, focused, passionate, creative, and resilient. Whatever Paige sets her mind to, she is determined. At times, maybe just to prove us wrong. But she immerses herself completely in any endeavor that she pursues. I'd like to point out just all you've accomplished in the short time that you've been here, and, mind you, during a pandemic, which makes all of this even more remarkable. You've accomplished so much. You have a resume complete with your first job experiences. That also includes your community service. You have consistently participated in and set an example with your service to our community, including being recognized by WENY as an everyday hero. You've worked arduously in your classes, often with excellence, or I should say always with excellence. In participation in government, Paige talked about her Utopian Nation paper. It had the level and the depth of thinking that would have earned her honors credit in a graduate class in college. It was so well thought through that I believe it can be used as a piece to teach and help others learn about concepts, and I'll be using it as an example for years to come. You have worked, you have created art and participated in art partnerships in our community to help make Corning a more vibrant city. You dedicated yourself to that artwork like you do to everything else you decide to do. You've also been a friend and supporter to many high school learning center students, and I think the comments after your presentation today give testament to that. Paige really gets the high school learning center. There was one particular day Paige was having a really hard time. How she chose to deal with that was to write a personal note of encouragement to every student at the high school learning center and leave it for them so that when they arrived at school that day, they would have something to help them through their day. And as she said in her presentation, sometimes I just help other people in order to help myself. And that's one of the reasons that we're so excited about Paige's career choice. We're so happy that you found that. Just like everything else, if you have decided to get into early childhood education and get your master's degree in education and be a teacher, we have no reason to doubt you whatsoever. But we also feel that you're going to be a fantastic teacher, and we're very excited about that part of your future. Paige knows that being kind to others is one of the best rewards we can ask for. It's a simple thing that brings us joy and reminds us of how important positive relationships are in our lives. We're so thankful that Paige has come here and honored us with her presence for the past couple of years, and we're so excited about her future. She's not moving to Pennsylvania for another month and a half, so we expect some visits here because you just can't leave us cold turkey. Please welcome us and congratulating Paige Bostwick. Save the hugs for after.
It's so heavy that it falls off quite easily. So before I give my speech, I would like to take a moment to thank the people who raised me, the people who educated me, the people who supported me and befriended me all throughout my life. All of you helped me become the woman that I am today, so thank you. 2 years ago, I made a huge investment in my future by choosing to change. I left the lifestyle that I had known for so long behind to become a part of this amazing high school learning center family. And in my opinion, that was the best decision I had made at that point in my life. It's safe to say that I've made quite a few good decisions since then. I couldn't think of a better way to end this chapter of my life than being here surrounded by people who have known and loved me throughout all of the different stages of my life. If I'm being honest, I couldn't follow the path that I went down or retrace my steps that have gotten me to where I am today. I'd surely get lost because there have been a lot of detours and dead ends that I've had to take in and turn around from in my life. I don't know exactly how I got here, so I wouldn't go back and do a single thing differently. as I wouldn't want to risk changing or not being able to get to the life that I have made for myself and that has been made for me today. Every single choice I've made, good, bad, and indifferent, has gotten me to this moment, and to me, that is priceless. There is a whole new world of possibilities out there waiting for me, and each and every one of you. It's never too late or too early to start going after your dreams. I have a surplus of knowledge, but all I am certain of at this moment is that not much is really promised in life, so you don't want to take anything for granted. The only things that I know to be promised are death, taxes, and the most complex thing of all, change. But hopefully not in that order. I'll leave you with one sort of generic piece of advice that's truth has been unwavering, and I know this from personal experience. Closing your heart and mind to the world is never the right choice, no matter how much relief you think that it will provide you. The world never stops turning. It will continue to spin whether you choose to be present or not. And if you block everything out for too long, you'll become blind to the simple beauty that can be found everywhere when you seek it. Thank you all. It's been real.
So now, the important part, the time to give Paige her diploma. Ms. Caulfield, as principal of the High School Learning Center, I am happy to present the October class of 2021. These students have completed the requirements for graduation established by the Board of Regents of the University of State of New York and by the Corning Painted Post Area School District.
Dr. Wexel, I have received the recommendations of the principal that this amazing student should receive her high school diploma. I recommend to you that the Board of Education confer this diploma.
On the recommendation of the superintendent, I, as president of the Board of Education, direct that this diploma be conferred forthwith.
And I would like to present Paige Elizabeth Boswick with her